All I've ever wanted was to create a program that created transformation, and boom, like the transformation was insane. And these coaches are so well equipped to go out and help their clients have life-changing results. And the feedback and the testimonials and the words and the ripple, it's honestly like, it's indescribable. There are no real words for it until you experience it for yourself. Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the quantum coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. What's up, badass manifester? It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, and we are going back to basics today. That's right. We're going back to the manifestation basics. I was pondering, meditating, zoning out, whatever. I was just like in the moment and was getting this download of, wow, my entire life that has manifested up until this point, I once wrote down in a journal. Yes, I literally used to script out my life all the time. I used to script out and thank God in advance and write out the life of my dreams all of the time. I have journals and journals and journals of it. That's all I would write. I wouldn't even write my negative emotions. I wouldn't write my deeper emotions. Like, I wouldn't write anything other than what I was creating, which now I go deeper. I can write things that I'm angry about or sad about or frustrated about or heartbreak or whatever. I can write all that out too, because I know now that just because I write that doesn't mean I'm manifesting it. I'm actually releasing it from my being, right? And I used to write out my entire life. And I said to myself, wow, you don't do that anymore. I really don't do that often anymore. I used to do it every day. In fact, I used to work on my manifestations like it was my full-time job, because at one time it was my full-time job. Like, I remember sitting at my 9-to-5 job back in the day. I used to work at a billboard advertising company. And I used to sit at that desk all day, nodding off. It was like the worst. But in my ears was always something amazing. In my ears was learning and studying and practicing. And I was writing out everything I wanted. And even though I was at this desk in a job that I absolutely knew was not going to be my job for that long, I manifested the life that I have now. From the place, even though I was in a place that I didn't want to be in. I manifested the life I have now, even though I was in a place I didn't want to be in, because I believed in myself. I believed that I was meant for more. I believed that I was going to do bigger things. And I knew that this wasn't the end, but more so like a point in time that was going to change. And before I go into the story, I also want to say that this week was amazing. This past week was absolutely insanely amazing. And we graduated this round of the Quantum Coaching Academy, and it was so emotional. It was so beautiful. It was so touching. Like, wow, all I've ever wanted was to create a program that created transformation, and boom, like the transformation was insane. And these coaches are so well equipped to go out and help their clients have life-changing results. and the feedback and the testimonials and the words and the ripple. It's honestly like, it's indescribable. There are no real words for it until you experience it for yourself. And people have said to me, how are your students like so like vocal about their experience? Because they had a very, very powerful transformation and they want to scream it from the rooftops. And I don't have to ask them to, because it's so profound that they can't not share about it. And I want you to experience that. And technically, yesterday was the closing of the applications. We closed the doors on applications. But I left them open for one more day. Because you know that thing that's like buyer's remorse, where like you wish you didn't buy something? There's this thing called, I wish I would have applied. I wish I would have remorse. And I don't want you to have that. I want you to live without regrets. I want you to live fully embodied in your dreams and take action on your dreams. And if you feel that tug to put in your application, like, I want to empower you to trust yourself. Believe in yourself. That is literally the secret. I'm going to tell you something. When I first started, I'm going to tell you a story I don't think I've ever told. I was leading a vision board workshop at my yoga studio. And these two guys were there and they were like, oh my gosh, have you heard of Manifestation Babe? You would love her. And I'm like, no, I've never heard of her. And they showed me her Instagram, and I think she had like 10,000 followers at the time. And I was like, oh, someone else is teaching manifestation like I am? Like, like that was my first thought. And then my second thought was like, cool, like I'm going to follow this chick. This is awesome. And when I followed her, I didn't just like surface level follow her. I like watched how she grew her business. And some of you listening may have seen that trajectory as well. And she would go live every single day in her Facebook group with beautiful messages like she always shares. And what resonated with me the most was just over and over again hearing, you can do this. Like, show up for yourself. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is like do the work. Show up, believe in yourself, And like, when I heard that on repeat from someone that I saw doing it, I was like, okay, she's doing this. She's telling me to believe in myself. I can do this too. And let that be your message from me. She's doing this. You hear me saying it. You hear me, you see me doing it. You can do this too. You can create what you desire. You can create your dreams. You can create your dream coaching business or any business. You can create anything that you want. And long story short, I mean, I manifested Catherine to be one of my best friends. Like, she is a dear, dear soul sister, and I'm going to see her like in a couple weeks. And her and my, our spiritual like little crew, we go on vacation together and we just hang out, and it's the best. Did I see that coming when I first discovered her, or when I watched her and she continued to show up and tell me to believe in myself? And I even remember like the first time just meeting her and meeting all the girls. I just remember feeling like, wow, like I am on this vibe right now. I am on this wavelength. This is super cool. This is a super cool vibration that I've manifested myself to be in. And, what I said earlier about how my whole life is in my journal, that's the thing. I didn't manifest that super specifically, right? Like, I didn't write in my journal that I'm going to meet these amazing friends and like, go on trips around the world together. No, I didn't write that in my journal. But what I did write in my journal was that I am surrounded by abundance. I am surrounded by high vibrations. I am surrounded by energies that keep lifting me up higher, that enlighten me. I am always expanding and growing. And that's what happens when I'm around my soul sisters, right? Any of my soul sisters. And so let's go back to the basics. I posted something tonight that was like really getting a lot of interaction on social media. I posted that my favorite part about coaching is believing in my clients before they fully believe in themselves. And I have this little sign on my kitchen window, and it's like a little magnet, and it's supposed to go on the fridge, but we don't put anything on the fridge. Anyway, it's a magnet, and it says, the secret is you have to believe in yourself. And so how can you build that belief in yourself? That's when we have to go back to basics. If you don't fully believe in yourself, that means you have to go back to the basics. And what are the basics? Okay, let's talk about it. Basics are about working your belief muscle. And I said to myself, why did I journal all of the time? Why did I say affirmations every single day? Why did I write these certain things? Why did I say it this way every single day? Why did I spend so much time manifesting and putting my energy into my desires? Not why did I do that? Like that was all great. I'm so glad I did that. And it was because I needed to work my belief muscle. So I worked that muscle by scripting out what I wanted in life. So back to basics, you guys. If you're not writing down what you want, if you're not focusing on what you want, there's a good chance you might be focusing on what you don't want. So really assess that in yourself right now. Am I focused on what I want? Do I talk about what I want, or do I talk about what's going wrong or what I don't want? Right? So number one, back to basics. Like, where's my focus? Where's my point of attraction? Am I writing it down? Am I thanking the universe in advance? That this was such a powerful way for me to script, was always to just thank the universe for all of the blessings in my life. Thanking in advance for the home that we wanted to buy, which we bought. Thanking in advance for all of the love in our life. Thanking in advance for always helping Todd and I continue to grow and love each other and support each other. Thanking the universe in advance for all of the beautiful abundance in our life, like everything that we wanted. And anchoring more into my desired reality than any other reality. Now, here's the thing. Not every single thing that you write down is going to happen in the exact timing that you want it to happen. Not every single thing you write down is actually meant to happen. And back to basics, right? This or something better. Always. Thank you, God, for this or something better. Thank you, universe, for this or something better. Thank you, angels, for this or something better. Always. And so when back in the day, I used to do network marketing, and I used to journal all about how I was signing business partners and this and that. And to be honest with you, I never really signed business partners. Those businesses that I chose for network marketing, they never went anywhere. And I fully believe it's because I wasn't supposed to do that. That wasn't my path. But I learned a lot, right? I was supposed to get those learnings. All right, so back to basics. Allow yourself to dream big. Back to basics. Get present in your life. If you're on autopilot and you're just going through the motions, just notice and come back. Back to basics. What is your capacity for joy in every single day? How much joy are you allowing into your day? Right? Manifestation Basics 101. What do you want? Focus on it. Journal it out. Affirm it into your life. And it's like, are you doing these things that will make a difference in your energy? Because I know, we are the generators of our reality. We are the creators. We are made in the image and likeness of God. We are goddess. We are God. And so start acting like it, right? Start stepping back into your power if you let your power go. You can always come back to your power. Repeat after me. I call my power back right now. I call all of my power back to myself right now. Demand it. What are you at cause to create in your life? I was in a client session and my client was just telling me like no new sales are coming in. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Nothing's working. I haven't had new sales in so long. My business is so dead right now. And I'm like, hey, didn't you write a book on manifestation? And she was like, yeah, I did. And I was like, yeah, well, you wrote a book on manifestation, so you should probably read it. You should probably start manifesting what you want. Because when we get stuck in that complaint, it's okay to vent it out. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to talk about it. But when it's the repetitive things that you're saying over and over and over again, back to basics. Your words create your world. Back to basics. Your word is your wand. And as I'm saying these things to you, I'm really giving you codes. Like I'm really like, I hope you feel the codes that are here for you. And like getting it and hearing it on a different level. Because I don't know about you, but I have felt that some of these things can feel really watered down. You know, it's like, yeah, we're spiritual. We're on this awakened path. You're listening to the Badass Manifestor podcast. I know this shit, right? You know this shit. You know this shit. And so do I. And are we practicing? Are we embodying? Are we actively manifesting what we want? Are we building our belief muscles around the things that we desire? It's key. It's key. The other day, I just sat back and I wrote down all the things that were going right in my world. And there was a lot. It wasn't even because I was focusing on what I didn't want. I wasn't. I was just like, I want to feel even better. So I'm just going to write down all the amazing things that are going on in my world. And I'm like, whoa, this is so awesome. And I felt elevated afterwards. So do the thing that will make a difference for you. Do the thing that will help you build your belief system for you. For example, if you've thought about joining QCA and you've held yourself back, you're like, oh, I can't spend that right now. I can't afford that right now. I'm not good enough to be in that program. I'm not this, I'm not that. Whatever the belief is, what do you actually want to manifest? What do you actually want to manifest? And here's a really inspiring story of a beautiful soul named Bella, who is on my team, and she lives in the Philippines. And last round that we launched QCA, she was very, very active in Big Coach Energy Live. And she wrote, I am a graduate of the Quantum Coaching Academy. And here's the deal. She literally did not have the money to join the program. She literally did not have the means to join. And guess what? She just graduated from QCA and she had the post-it note that she wrote at BCE when she literally had abso-freaking-lutely no idea in the universe how it was going to happen or why it was going to happen or any of it. She just knew that she was going to be a graduate of QCA. She did not let her limitations hold her back from the thing that she actually wanted. And it is so inspiring because she graduated QCA and it was a huge accomplishment. Massive. You don't have to know the how. Back to basics. You don't have to know the how. You don't have to know the how. What do you have to know? What you want and why you want it. And go all in, baby. What you want and why you want it. That's it. Feel the feelings. Back to basics. Act as if. I posted that the other day on my stories. I'm like, man, a student was sharing and she was like, yeah, like, I don't really like coaching people on their niche. But like, that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. But I can see in like a year from now, coaching like at a different level, like coaching higher level entrepreneurs. And my coaching to her was, you can do that now. Act as if. You don't need to let a year go by to start creating the thing that you want to create or start being the person you want to be. Be her now. Be them now. Be him now. Act as if. Back to basics. Feel it. Sit with that. What does it feel like to be that coach that coaches that higher level entrepreneur now? What does it feel like to be inside of a program that's going to get you to the next level now? What does it feel like to experience yourself having a 6-figure launch? What does it feel like to experience yourself crossing over that $1 million number in your business, that $1 million income level in your business? What does it feel like to help people? When I hired my first coach, his name was Ryan, and he said to me, what is your favorite part about being a coach? And I said, my favorite part about being a coach is sitting with someone when they have this beautiful aha moment, big or small. And he said, yeah. Can you feel that right now, what that feels like? To sit with someone as they have this aha moment? And I closed my eyes and I tuned in and I said, yeah, I can feel that. Feels amazing. And he said, this is your sweet spot. This is the code for you to unlock more of that. That's your favorite part. You want more of that? Feel that all the time. Feel that feeling of helping someone have an aha moment. Feel that all the time. Put it in your heart. Back to basics. Create from your heart, not your head. If you're thinking your affirmations and you're thinking about your manifestations more than you're feeling them in your heart, you need to swap that, right? Back to basics. Create your life from your heart. That was like my biggest aha moment from my ayahuasca journey. Like in that moment, it was like, holy shit, create your life from your heart. Like I felt it like so deeply, like, yes, create your life from your heart, my friends. When you create from your heart, you lead from your heart, you speak from your heart. It's all here for you. Back to basics. You already are. You already are the version of you want to become. If you can see her, them, he, she, if you can see it, you are it. It wouldn't be available to you if you didn't, if you're tuning into it, like that wouldn't be available if it wasn't possible. Back to basics. Everything is possible. Everything is possible for you. You are worthy. You are so loved. You are so supported, more than you could ever humanly know of. There's an incredible amount of support surrounding you at all times. Back to basics. Ask your angels for help. Ask the divine for support. You are not doing this alone, although it's easy to feel like we are. Back to basics. Ask your angels and your spirit team for support. You are so divinely guided. You are so divinely loved. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for being in this community. And I am so blown away by what has been created over the last few years. I didn't know how. I just showed up. I just said yes. I just said, okay, whatever. I'll do whatever it takes. So how will you do whatever it takes to be a yes, to do your work, to manifest your life, to focus on what you want, to know what you want, to dream big, but not just dream big, back to basics? Take inspired action. Take inspired action. Take inspired action. You literally can't make a wrong decision. The worst investment I thought I ever made actually turned out to be the best investment I ever made. Even though I didn't like the container, I learned how not to hold my container and how to hold my container. And I met my coach during that container. And I met one of my clients who I actually signed the largest package I've ever sold to from that container, who is doing such amazing work. And I'm so honored to support her. So I promise you, you are being guided to trust yourself. You're being guided to trust yourself on this journey. Take inspired action. Follow your dreams. They will never let you down. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. Sending you all the love. And for those of you who apply to QCA, I will see you on our application call. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at ManifestWithAsh. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.